So next, let's welcome Andrew Bansil. Andrew is a biostatistician at the Cincinnati, I don't know if I pronounce it correct, Children's Hospital, and we'll discuss how to use Shiny to combat urban food and data inequity.
Hey Alex, thanks for the intro. Like you said, I'm Andrew Bansel. I'm a biostatistician with Cincinnati Children's Hospital. So I hope you guys enjoyed your brief break from Ohio, but we are heading back to Ohio. So briefly, I'll just get a little overview before jumping into the app demos. So data and food inequity. To address data inequity, it is important to democratize and make accessible public data for public use. And in Cincinnati, there are over 270,000 households that are food insecure. It's a problem that's deep and wide with many negative outcomes among children. So one way we're trying to tackle data inequity is through the development of the Community Data Explorer for Cincinnati, or CODEC. It's a repository of equitable community level data, and it's accessible through a CODEC R package called CODEC, the website linked there, and through the interactive data explorer that we'll get into in just a minute. But you can see in this chart, we take disparate public data sources, harmonize them, add metadata, and then make it available through that R package so the website downloads and through the data explorer. So shifting gears a little bit, one way we're trying to tackle food inequity is through the System to Achieve Food Equity, or SAFE. It's a network of individuals and organizations throughout Cincinnati, kind of spearheaded by Children's, to pool resources, pool manpower, and pool data. And that data is pooled into the data dashboard that we'll also get into here in just a minute. So how does Shiny come into play with all of this? The CODEC Data Explorer is something we developed so that public users can visualize different variable interactions across Cincinnati, and it's built extensively using BSLib, Leaflet, and ggiraffe. So we'll hop over there now for a quick demo. So this is the CODEC Data Explorer. It's basically a large bivariate map of Hamilton County, where Cincinnati resides, linked with a scatter plot here. In the colored coding, the regions on the map match the background quantiles of the scatter plot. And so now that you're kind of oriented, we'll jump over here to the sidebar. Your first option, you can select the geographic unit that you want to look at. The three different resolutions available are the census tract, zip code, and neighborhood. And once you have selected your geographic resolution, we've kind of sorted the CODEC data items and cores into these different buckets just so you can help find what you're looking for sooner. Once you have your bucket selected, you do your specific variables. And here we've kind of preloaded with percent green space and material deprivation index with our definitions below. And that's plotted here. And this map is also linked with the scatter plot, and that if you select a region on the map, it will highlight it here on the scatter plot, and it also works in the other direction from the map to the scatter plot. There's a couple other controls and toggles here. If you just want to look at one variable at a time, you can activate this univariate view. If you want to focus on the data of the plot, you can enlarge the scatter plot. And there's also a reminder here about the bivariate scales and how that works. So we'll jump back over to the slides real quick and shift gears to the SAFE dashboard. So this came about the SAFE stakeholders, the boots on the ground, folks that are delivering meals throughout Cincinnati, need a place where they can pool their data, visualize it, and track meal coverage in the target neighborhoods. So we developed this dashboard primarily using BS4- and ggiraffe. So we'll take a look at that now. As you can see, it starts out with a Cicerone package built guided tour. I'll go ahead and give you guys a tour myself. We'll start at the top here, the modal button that will show you the way we calculate meal coverage in each neighborhood. But essentially, it's meals coming from income, estimated from the US Census, governmental assistance, meals provided by public schools, and the charitable contributions from our partners. So that will come up by neighborhood, the meal coverage. You can select all the different neighborhoods in Cincinnati here. And that will also adjust this meal gap plot down here, which is essentially 1 minus the meal coverage, just a different way of looking at it for different brains that work different ways. So jumping over to the sidebar, there's a map here that shows the meal coverage by neighborhood. And then right here, if we click on this food resources tab, it'll have a map of food distribution sites in Cincinnati and the broader region. All right, we'll jump back to the slides here. Got a few successes and finishing thoughts here. So the Codec Data Explorer is built on and within the Codec data package, so that as the package updates, the Data Explorer updates automatically right alongside of it. So the Safe Dashboard provides previously non-existent data aggregation, standardization, visualization needs that were not being met by our stakeholders. And lastly, and this is really cool, all of these Safe Dashboard updates and feature additions are pulled directly from those very same community stakeholders. So lastly, I've got a few thanks just for our groups, and there's a link there for these slides and the QR code. We'll also go to the slides that has links to both dashboards. Thanks so much. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Andrew, for the great presentation. One question from the audience, from Muna Beled. How did you implement the guide for the guide tour feature in the Safe application?
Yeah, there's a really great package called Cicerone. I can link it in the chat once I get off here. But they have a really easy to use way that you can build a guide and point to the different UI items in your Shiny app to walk your users through it.
Great. Thank you, Andrew. And if you want to stay connected and have further questions for Andrew, reach out to him in Slack and also in the chat room. Thank you again. And let's jump to a short call here.